This is a random message. Take what resonate. Collective Pisces. Take what resonate. What I'm going to say is definitely for Pisces, but it's for the collective. Okay. So what I want to say is, like, you're in a season, planning, getting your life together. Not so much, I shouldn't even say getting your life together, but you're on an in particular path. I want to say, like I said, you could be still going through like dark nights of the soul, spiritual awakenings, whatever you want to call them, Kundalini and spirits. I feel like this is what you're going through, and I feel like that whoever came up against y'all, whoever these people is, known and unknown, these people going through something bad. But it's also affecting you too, but not in, like, I don't want to say a negative way. I want to say, I don't know if you woke or not woke. You could, I feel like there's Pisces out there that's possibly not woke. You could be woke, but it's so much I want to say, but I really want to keep it general because it's about everybody that's involved. And the hardest thing for me is just, I don't want to say sugarcoat things, but I don't know how to use words to just, I'm a blunt person, and I just say it. I don't got time to play games with people. And either you can handle what I'm saying or you can't. And it just is what it is. But just know what I'm saying. It's not to offend anybody or to put anyone down. I'm just speaking the truth. So what I have gathered, Pisces, you have been under extreme attacks. It has a lot to do with the path you chose and the way you choose to live your life. Some of you could have cut ties with people who wasn't, just wasn't good for you. And these are the people that's behind the scenes doing the most. You got family members, you got co-workers, you got exes that's involved in this, Pisces. These people have done things in the past. What it's about is basically people have done things, against y'all in secret and still continue to do things in secret against you. Negative things. I'm not talking about positivity. I'm talking about bad things. Okay? And the only way I can explain it is that you went through some type of spiritual awakening. And ever since you've been through this awakening, you've been, confronting and talking about whatever it is that was done in secret against you that you are waking up to. I want you to know that your enemies are learning a very hard lesson. And you could be learning a lesson too, Pisces. I feel like the lesson for you, Pisces, is that I don't know if you're a naive person or maybe you didn't want to live in the reality. Maybe you had on rose-colored sunglasses. I don't know, okay? I'm just keeping it general, okay? Maybe you didn't want to believe. I don't know. Or maybe you just wasn't looking for this because of how you believe and what your, belief systems is. You could be a good person. And I'm going to tell you, because this is how I was. You could be a very extremely good person, okay? And what I mean by a good person is that You don't trespass against other people. You don't violate other people intentionally. Okay? But this could have happened to you. You know, people could have violated you, you know, on purpose, intentionally. You probably didn't know about this, but you're being made aware of this in your dream state when you go to sleep. There's a lot of projections going on because people who are catching hell because they're getting karma because of what they did, they paying the price now. And it was something, so I want to read something that that led me to doing this reading, because last night I had I've been having downloads, but to me they're not down. I look at them as projections, because a lot of this stuff that I'm seeing, it just don't make sense. And certain things that I do see that make sense, it's like, to me, I feel like spirit is, me personally, I'm gonna just use myself for an example. I feel like spirit is showing me with my own situation things that my own relatives and people who I don't even deal with in real life, and even strangers, people I don't even know personally, that decided to come up against me. You're going through the same thing, Pisces. So it's this horoscope thing that I go on, that I read. And for you today, Pisces, it says extreme power games within a relationship are damaging now. So I don't know. I feel like it could be damaging to your partner. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and your partner keep trying to, they keep playing power trips with you, your partner needs to be very careful of that. But then it says, I'm just reading what it says. It says extreme power games within a relationship are damaging now. And an obsession with someone can border on the dangerous. So Pisces, I don't know if you're obsessed with somebody and somebody is obsessed with you. Take it how it resonates. This is very dangerous, is what I'm getting. And I'm not going to lie. This morning, my daughter heard me talking in my sleep, and I said some things that I normally don't talk like that in real life. And my daughter, when I woke up this morning, she said, Mom, you was talking really, I could hear what you're saying in your sleep. And she was like, I didn't know if you was asleep or if you was awoke. But she was like, when I looked at you, you was asleep. And I had told her, I said, man, I was being attacked in this dream. Somebody is attacked. It's not somebody, it's several people. It's a lot of people. I'm gonna talk about that later on, but I wanna address Pisces, the collective. You've done a lot of work, to get to where you at. You've done tremendous amount of work. And there is still, like I say, there's still people who feel like they have power over you some type of way. But this is an illusion. Okay? It says, illicit behavior leads to trouble. Or sexual impulses can be destructive. So Pisces, you need to be careful. Now, I don't know if you have some type of dark sexual stuff going on. The way this sounds, it sounds like somebody's doing something behind the scenes that's involving sex. Somebody could be fantasizing about being with you, and this could be a trigger. Somebody could be fantasizing about wanting to grape you. Somebody could be obsessed with you, and it's unhealthy. Somebody's on social media watching y'all pictures, y'all videos. Somebody got pictures of you and is obsessing over pictures. People are weird, but what it really is that it's entity, it's energy. It's all energy, it's frequency. People attach themselves to the next best thing. And then they try to drain that energy for themselves. Somebody's playing a dangerous game with Pisces. That's all I can say. And the reason why the game is dangerous is because Pisces is not the one. But I strongly feel like maybe God made you this type of person, so I guess you can attract karmics. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do know is that Pisces, a lot of unfairness and injustice was done towards you. I feel like the way things are going to be settled, it's not going to be settled in a way that you will want it to be settled. It's going to be settled in a whole different way. And I have no clue what that way is. And I'm just being honest. I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, I have all of the answers. I know why these people did this to you, collective Pisces. I don't know why these people did what they did. But all I can tell you is that you're not crazy. And I feel like you've made decisions and you moved on past this. But whatever this is you moved on past, that you are no longer, somebody wants you to be in this energy of like, they want you to be in toxic energy. Because they're learning a lesson. Because this is what Spirit showed me. I was shown a school bus too. And all of these people that came up against you, unknown, family, known people, they all are learning some type of lesson. But the thing is, collective, some people are still behind the scenes attacking you. And this is what I saw. Some people are learning from the mistakes that they made. But there is people that just don't, they're delusional. They don't want to take accountability for what they've done. They don't think they did anything wrong, or they feel like you deserved everything that you're going through. Because somebody did say that to me before when I was a child. And I'm not going to get into that, but that's a whole nother story. So I was feeling that energy too. Somebody feels like you deserve to go through the pain and suffering that they have been inflicting on you in secret. So there's both feminine and masculine energies behind the scene. Negative people that is constantly raging some type of spiritual warfare because they're jealous of you, envious of you, hate your guts. But collective, you just been really minding your business. You focusing on your family, family values, self-care, just living your life, making a living, and just enjoying, everyday festivities, while your enemies are behind the scenes going through serious judgment. Because that was another card that, hold on, let me see. Yep, daily reading. Judgment. So Pisces or collective. Here we go. It says, you are fond of dishing out criticism. Now, Pisces, this could be you, or this is somebody in your energetic aura field. It says you are fond of dishing out criticism, but you may find it hard to take when someone criticizes you this Tuesday. Honey, I don't know. It says there is a kernel of truth in what this person has to say, and you should listen to that. However, you can safely disregard anything overly personal or any. See, this lets me know that the beef that people have with you is personal. It says it right here that it's personal. Somebody has a problem with how you live your life. Somebody has a problem that you a go-getter. You attract money. You attract beautiful things. This is a personal problem that somebody has with you. Somebody don't like the fact that you can attract. And here we go right here. It says you are fond of dishing out criticism. So somebody wants to rain on your parade. They want to criticize you because how you go about getting to the bag, or how you go about, you know what, that is crazy. Somebody did, you know what? I'm not going to get into that. For me, I know exactly what this is. And that's why I'm being drawn to say that it's more personal. Somebody criticize how you personally live your life. I already know who this person is. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or Earth sign. You know what? That is what it is. There is a few Earth signs. They can come from any aspect of life. It's Earth signs, Pisces. There's a Earth sign behind the scenes criticizing you because of the choices you made with your life. Personal choices that you made with your life. And see, it says, however, Pisces collective, you can safely disregard anything overly personal, because to me, you don't have an opinion on somebody's life when people have the right to make the choices that they need. Personal choices that they need to live their everyday life. Somebody is mad because you made a personal choice to save yourself. You chose yourself. Somebody is criticizing you, being manipulative behind the scenes. That's what this is about. Somebody judged you harshly, and they've been waging spiritual warfare with you spiritually because you won't do something that they... Okay, so I'm going to use this as an example. Somebody's mad at you because you don't call them every day. You're not, I said this before, you're not asking them for help. You're not asking them for their advice. You're not asking or begging. Somebody's mad at personal choices that you make for your life, your everyday well-being. Somebody don't like this, and somebody wants to cuss you out. And you know what's crazy? A Earth sign, I'm not gonna cap. I didn't even look at it that way, but Spirit is bringing it to me. So I'm gonna say it like this. There's somebody that's attracted to you, right? And you're not really paying this person attention all like that, because like I said, you are focused on yourself. These are people that want you to depend on them. These are people who want you to ask them for things. If you want to give a Pisces something so bad, just give it. Why do I have to ask you for anything when I don't have to ask you for anything? Somebody is really jealous, really mad about how you live your life. You're not codependent. Somebody wants you to ask them for stuff. Somebody wants you to confide in them. It's like they don't see it that way, but it's like somebody wants to be a superior. Somebody wants you to call him daddy. Bitch, fuck out of here. This is the shit. This is why I say I'm done with the men and the egos. I ain't got time for that shit. Anyways, somebody feels like you always criticize them. They look at it as criticism instead of looking at it as advice to level up. So the cosmos is saying there is a kernel of truth in what this person has to say. And it's saying that you should listen to what this person has to say. But it's also letting you know, however, you can safely. It lets me know that somebody is putting you under the fire, Pisces collective. You're under the fire. You are being spiritually bombarded and you're being spiritually attacked because you made a personal choice to move on and get on with your life. You got rid of people who don't show up for you the way you show up for them. I'm going to use this for an example. Okay. I'm going to say for example, Pisces, somebody called you and their lights got turned off and they needed a couple of dollars to help get their light bill, to help get their lights turned off. You gave this person money to help get their lights turned off, but the agreement was they were supposed to pay you back the money. This person really didn't want to pay you back the money. Instead, they wanted to, instead of giving you back what you had gave them to help them out, they don't want to return the favor in the exact way that it was set up for them. They basically want to come in and say things like, well, if you need me to paint or if you need me to take the trash out or do something, I'll do it. That's not the same. It's not. So you're trying to control the favor or what you're willing to do to pay off a debt that you owe. Yes. Judgment. So these are people who put you at a crossroads. These are people that they have a problem with how you make your own personal choices, how you live your life. It's called security. They mad because they cannot break your security. They can't break your foundation. You answered a higher purpose, a higher calling. These people don't understand that about you. They don't understand that you're not a worldly person. You are a spiritual person. Yes, you're in the world. And they do things like, well, you're just like us. You were born out of wedlock. You didn't have your mother and your father. And it's sad, but this is what the leaders condition people to think, that we are all alike when we're not. We are all different. Every last one of us. We are nothing alike. So you're dealing with people, family, that judges you. Family that live under these traditions. Well, if that child was born without a mother and a father, they're a bastard. They're going to grow up. They're not going to be nothing. They're going to be a failure in life, because society says that when a child is born out of wedlock, this child is going to grow up to be a loser, a nobody. Just like the same thing with, this is why certain things are not accepted in families, like being a homosexual. But they have laws about that. How come, we can't have laws where people have the right to make their own personal choices as long as they're not doing it, long as their choices. But then you can't say that, because sometimes, say for example, I choose to marry a Caucasian man, right? But there's people in my family that's against biracial relationships. That's how can I say this? That's your desire not to have or not to be in a biracial relationship. How are you going to impose your beliefs onto what I should believe? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Pisces collective. You have a certain way that you live your life. And these people don't like it. It's a lot of people that don't like you and hate your guts. And they feel like you always criticizing them But then there's nothing they can say to you that's going to hurt you. Because the real reason why they want to criticize you is they feel they want to hurt you. Because you live an amazing life, whoever you are. You have an amazing life. You've been through hell. But the way you live, you would never know it. Because you don't wear that stuff on your sleeve. You're not going around here keep talking about stuff, negative things that happened to you in the past as if you want people to feel sorry for you or a pity party. No, that's not who you are. Yeah. So it says the key interpretations is change. Somebody wants you to change your decisions on how you live your life. Then it talks about success, transformation, and a lot of upheaval. See? It's a lot going on. Collective, for you, Pisces, I feel like you did change. And the change was you let go of all of these different relationships that wasn't serving your highest good anyways. You made a decision, and now your family, people that you walked away from in the background, they're mad. They criticizing you and fussing with you behind the scenes. They blaming you for their lack and their problem, and them learning lesson through spirit. Okay? You told the truth, so there's nothing else you need to tell. You made some positive decisions that landed you in this energy of being successful. You're going through a transformation. And that's what's causing upheaval to your enemies, because you're being bombarded by what these people, everything they have done. These people done a lot. They've done a lot against you. And it's important on your spiritual journey that you are made aware of every single thing going back to when you were a child. That's how God works. See, you got society, they'll say things like, oh, you shouldn't be living in the past, but you karmics live in the past every day. Y'all don't want to take accountability for what you did. And that's what this is about. Yep, collective. This is talking about Pisces. You are recovering from a loss. You are recovering. Look. You are recovering from a loss. A devastating loss of finances. These people stole a lot of money from you over the years, and they never told you that you were coming into this because they did not want you to have it. That's why they never told you. And that's why for some of y'all were sent away to go live with other people. And some of y'all government families or these other families that y'all live with was in on it too. Let me see what it says. Ten of Swords. It says, this card reveals situations and events in the past that are influencing your finances. So you're still dealing with things from the past because you had no idea that this stuff was even going on because you were in government assistance. Your family knew though, and they kept these things from you. You are recovering from a loss, a setback in your career. Stay hopeful and carry on to return to your desired level of success. There's an end coming. These people failed. Mortality. So there could also mean that deaths is coming. Okay? New hope is found. A ruin. So you going through a transformation. And while you're going through to be honest with y'all, I've been going through this transformation for like 5 years now. It's been 5 years now since I've been going through this. And it's because of a devastating loss. The loss was they stole money from you. Then they was behind the scenes making arrangements to have you unalived, using people close to you to get to you so they can unalive you. Could be a brother or a sister. Now, this is what's going on in the present, the Knight of Cups, immediate influence. This card reveals the nature of the obstacles immediately. This is what I'm going through now, guys. Look, I cannot make this up. Something is arrival. Okay, so I already know what this is for me. It's key okay, so it says there is an approaching opportunity that you are in danger of missing. It may seem obscure or off the beaten path, but this opportunity will be prosperous if seized. Something is arriving, an opportunity, creative. I'm thinking it's already, because I already been working on something. It's creative. It's very innovative. This is a new opportunity, and a proposal is coming. So I don't know what this proposal, what is this? Okay, so the Knight of Cups can mean, okay, I already know what this is. So it's been this person in my energy. I already know who, if this is what I think it is, but no, that's not happening. So Pisces, this is what I want to get to. Or whoever, I feel like it's these people, because you have the Seven of Swords. Whoever these people is, they're still being sneaky and cunning and up to no good. And it says it right here. It says you will not achieve the success you desire through the direct means you are using now. Forces beyond you will prevent total success unless you can slip around the barriers they pose. And it says avoiding confrontation, failure. So somebody is trying to force something without talking about it. But whatever, and yep, a theft. Somebody's still trying to steal. It says avoiding confrontation, failure. Something is incomplete, theft, unknown opponents. And what did I say before? I said these are people that you know, and some of these people you don't know. Because in the download I had, I could see that there was a few people that I knew. And then there was other people. I don't even know who these people is in real life. Never seen these people. So it's been a lot of people. Somebody been behind the scenes, planning to sabotage your life. Planning to end you, want you dead. I keep saying this. It's the same thing. It's the same people. I already know who they are. I already know who they are. Somebody is a driver. Somebody drives. Somebody delivers supplies. Somebody is a driver, and as a driver, they make deliveries. Somebody transports. Yep. So this could be, yes, and that's crazy because my spouse does drive for a living. This is crazy. Two of Cups. At a moment, following your calling is difficult because of you. And that's exactly what this is. That's what I said. Personal decisions, Pisces, that you made for yourself, collective. People are mad in their feelings some type of way because you are accelerating. You are leveling up in life, and these people are decelerating. They are descending. They are going down. What Mary J. Blige say, I'm going down. Yes, they're going down. Because for so many years and decades, they lived off of your energy. You didn't even know what was going on. And now it's time for the roles to flip. These people stole from you, was living off of your money. And then they will say things like, well, you can't miss what you never had. I remember my husband said that, and I wanted to slap him, but I had to stop myself. You remember that? Do you? Okay. But yeah, he said something about you could never miss what you never had. And I just looked at him, and sometimes I'm not gonna cap. Sometimes my husband say things that makes me question. And I tell him, if you were in my shoes, how would you feel? You know, if your whole entire family came up against you and did, but I said, you know what? You can't imagine that, because that's not the life. You never been through that. So you wouldn't know how that feels. You wouldn't know how it feels to be great. You would not know how it feels to be neglected by your mother and a father and two whole families that was in position. You would not know how that feels, because you never been through that. See, my husband went through racism. He lived in a time where black people were hated. So he knows what racism feels like. He knows what discrimination feels like. But what I've been through, he don't know what that feels like, because he's never been through that. He's never been neglected. You know, well, he was neglected by his dad, but his mom had a whole entourage and family that supported him. So, you know, it is what it is. So if you're single, okay, it says at the moment, following your calling is difficult. Some of you are being called to be in a particular relationship or a particular partnership. Your partner may disapprove. Yes, me and my husband, it's crazy how this is coming out, because I did tell him some years ago that I felt like spirit was calling me in a different direction. But then when I started having downloads, I understand why I felt that. It's because my own people was doing energetic work on me too. And I caught on to it. It says your partner may disapprove of your dreams. So I'm going to say this general. Somebody don't, like I said, Pisces, somebody don't like the personal choices that you make for your life, your dreams. Somebody does not like your dreams. It says it right here. Your partner may disapprove of your dreams, but I'm going to make it general. Or perhaps you haven't even shared your thoughts yet. That's another thing. I really don't share my dreams and things with people anyways. I keep my business to myself. As you know that following, you know what, my husband, he used to say this all the time. I used to tell him, you know, with me and my daughter, I'm going to start a business. He'd be like, I don't think your daughter want a business with you. And I used to think, why do you always, I'm starting noticing when I talk about certain in particular things, you have a negative comment about. That's why I'm not even going to lie. I was telling my husband at some point, I think me and you going to end up getting a divorce, because you come across like you say negative things sometimes. And I remember one time he used to tell me, I don't think your daughter will want to have a business with you. She's doing her own thing. And I'm just looking at him like, we both are hairstylists. What are you talking about? Yeah. I do have downloads about my husband too. And I tell him, sometimes I don't. It says, as you know that following your calling will be disruptive, and that's exactly what's going on, disruptive to your partners. So you are going down a specific path, and all of these people that betrayed you are dealing with what they did. If you are single, you may feel that you can't start down your chosen path yet because you will need the support of a partner to make it work. That is not true. I remember that was something my grandmother told me. The grandmother that used to put me down a lot. She used to say things like, you can't make it in this world without no man. And I just used to look at her like, what do you mean you can't make it in this world without a man? Yes, you can. You can live a life without a man. You don't have to be with a man just to have things. But see, that was my grandmother's mentality. My grandmother only wanted to be married so her husband can buy her nice things. And then they produced 2 kids, but the marriage was miserable because my grandmother had a delusional outlook on what a relationship was. And this is part of the reason why your family look at you as you're nothing like them. And this is why they mad. You're not a karmic like them. You don't use men for money like maybe people in your family do. They feel like being in a relationship is about getting nice things and, oh, I got this big fancy home. He bought me a fancy home. No, he bought a house for the family. He didn't buy it specifically for you. He bought it for both of y'all to live in and so y'all can have kids and all. Girl, people be arguing over houses and who gets this when this person died. I swear we live in a world where people are very materialistic. People are only linking up with people so they can get gifts and that's the illusion that's being created. These men telling you, well, I take care of you. I buy everything you need. I should be able to sleep with and have as many women and wives as I want to. Well, then what's good for the gander should be good for the geese too. At least that's how I think. I'm over these men and their ego. I've been over it. And this is probably Pisces, feminine Pisces. This is why you have a problem with men. Because you're single, living your life. You could have help from your mother or another feminine Pisces or feminine in general. It's a man that's mad because you ain't asking him for nothing. You ain't pressed to go on no date. You're not pressed to be married to this person or be in a relationship, but this man got pictures of you and he is pressed and obsessed with you. But he's not obsessed with you. He's obsessed because of your looks. You know, sex is a very important thing these days. These men cannot go a day without sticking their penis in something. I'm just being honest. I'm keeping it real. That's how these dudes, this how these karmic men, that's how they are. They are. And I can honestly say, I can be vulnerable and transparent that I'm not even about to say it. I'm going to just keep quiet about that. But some of y'all could have a partner. Spirit want me to talk about it, but he want me to make it general. Don't make it personal. Make it general. So Spirit is saying that some of y'all could be in a relationship with someone. You could be married. Take it how it is. Don't have to. It could be a platonic relationship. Somebody could be sick. And because their sickness, they can't, have sex or have children. So this person feels some type of way because they paying bills, they taking care of the family, but they can't get a little nookie because they're sick. Whose fault is that? So you're saying that it's Pisces' fault that you sick because you live the unhealthy lifestyle? And when Pisces was telling you that the stuff that you was eating wasn't healthy, you said you was going to eat whatever you wanted to. Okay. That's your choice. See, Pisces, you don't get mad at people for making personal choices for their own life. But people get mad at you. People get mad at you, Pisces. Because you not falling for the cap. You not falling for that. You already know what it is. That's what it is, guys. Somebody mad because you single and you got it going on. And they want to come in and act like they a gift to you, but you're really the gift. And that's really what this is about. People are mad because you're gifted, Pisces. And they not. I'm telling you. People want to come in and use you, use your energy, use your resources for their own gain, but they don't want to treat you the way you treat yourself. Like, for example, I'm gonna use myself for example, because like I say, I treat myself. And if I was to get involved with a man or another woman, I expect that woman to be the exact carbon copy of me, but in a man or another woman form, however you want to put it. You got to be in relationships where y'all are exactly identical in y'all beliefs, the things y'all want out of life. If you link up with somebody who don't want the same, that's going to be a problem because y'all want two different things and it's not going to work. And that's because a lot of people married and got in relationships because of status and position. Pisces, you naturally the status quo. By nature. Naturally. You attract all kinds of things. That's why you got to be careful, Pisces. Yep. So Spirit is saying if you're single, you may feel that you can't start down your chosen path yet because you will need the support of a partner to make it work. I remember my grandmother told me that. She's like, you can't do nothing in this world without no man. And I just looked at her. I said, what rule, what, show me a scripture that says that. And she couldn't show me a scripture because that's her delusion. That's what she chose to believe. And then she tried to project that onto me. Then it says all of these are valid concerns, but they can all be resolved if the will is there. So it doesn't matter if you have a partner or not. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. The work of the will. You see what it says? It says all of these things are valid concerns, but they can all be resolved if the will is there. So you have to have will and determination. And Pisces, I'm telling you, this is why you the fucking goat. King of Pentacles, it says the next step towards your calling is oddly enough to put yourself through some discomfort. If you feel safe and secure, you're probably not following your calling to its truest extent. Okay, it should challenge you emotionally. So if it isn't, find creative ways to get out of your rut and take a different approach. That's not to say that you should do anything silly or dangerous, but it's important to realize that the next steps towards your calling shouldn't feel boring or predictable. So whoever you are, you're being, it sounds like you being asked to step out of your comfort zone. Yep, you're on a spiritual journey of exploration and discovering. You're discovering who you are. And that comes with everything that people have ever said and done about you. People who took steps to intentionally hurt you or keep you stuck. All of this is being revealed. You're going through a dark night of soul. So do not be afraid when you have scary dreams. It's just being revealed to you what is going on, the unforeseen, the unconscious. What everybody from the time you were born on up until whatever point in your life you're at now, everything is being exposed in your dream state because you're going through, like I said, judgment. You're under some kundalini and some type of spiritual awakening. A dark night of the soul is what you're going through. You could be profusely sweating. Don't get sweating confused with menopause and all of this other stuff that they like to say. Having strange dreams, talking in your sleep, because the dreams are that powerful. Yes. My daughter told me, she said, Mom, you was talking. She was like, man, I was scared. She was like, I didn't know if you was up, if you was asleep. She was like, you was saying some crazy stuff. She was like, it sounded like you was fighting somebody. And that's when she said, I said, yes, I was. I said, I was being spiritually attacked. It was so many different people in this download. I don't even, some of these people I do know, but others I don't know. It was even celebrities in my dream too. I don't even know who these people is, and like upcoming rising stars, celebrities. It could be a metaphorically for the collective. Then I was having a dream that me and my enemies, we were all on a school bus. I took that metaphorically as we all learning a lesson. And I could see that these people trying to send dark energy my way, your way, collective. I could see these people conjuring up demons, demonic spirits, because for me, I can't speak for nobody else. I can travel in those realms. So when I go to sleep sometimes at night, I do travel to the underworld. Go blow your nose and stop doing that. Okay? So I can see, yeah. So this is just saying you're taking a spiritual journey. You're exploring and discovering.
I can't move on my nose, Grandma.
Come here, I'll help you. So this is why y'all could be in this chaotic energy. Because spirit is reinventing you. And somebody is in regret. That's another thing. These people learn a lesson. They're in regret. I saw that too. In regret for how they chose to handle you. They in regret for judging you. Boxing you up and putting you in a... You never did this to anybody, Pisces collective. So why? But these people are intimidated by you. It's something about who you are that intimidates these people. And instead of them thinking that, oh, well, the life I'm living is wrong, I should try to use this person as an example to live a better, healthy life. They don't look at it like that. They look at you as a threat. And then they're behind the scenes trying to figure out how to take your life. So, King of Pentacles energy. Yep, you're following your calling. So nothing should, spirit, this is not going, what I'm getting is that this is not going to be comfortable for you, collective. So be prepared to be on the edge. You're going to be going through a lot of energy fluctuations, ups and downs. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be breaking out in sweats. You could be tossing and turning when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping at night, or whenever you do choose to sleep. Because you're going through a spiritual awakening. I feel like for some of you, not all of you, this spiritual awakening is going to be going on for the rest of your life. Because there's a lot of massive secrets. These people still don't want to tell the truth. But yet behind the scenes trying to call shots over your life. Over the path you took. And that's what this is about. It's about the path you took when you found out about all of these people who you loved, who you were supporting, helping out, looking out for. You made a decision to go in the opposite direction. And with that being said, this is your message.